Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Yes, you're in my Saab 95, but today the video is not at all about my Saab 95, but it's got to do with E85 conversions. Now, this car is a 2001 Saab 95 Aero with a Stage 3 E85 tune in it, and this is the first car I converted to E85, and it uses a adaptation using lambda sensor information to manage the air-fuel ratio. Now, there are several ways of converting cars to E85. In this case, it's reprogramming the ECU and increasing the injectors and changing a few parts for extra flow on the exhaust pipe and the manifold. That's more for power purposes. Now, this is not the only car I have converted to E85. I have also converted my Chevy Suburban. Now, the Chevy Suburban uses a different technique for managing E85. In this case, this is a 2000 Chevy Suburban with the 5.3 GM motor, the first of the LS series, the LM7 model. This is originally not a flex fuel model, but with the addition of a fuel composition sensor and a 2002 ECU or PCM in the US reprogramming, is capable of running flex fuel. So these are the two first vehicles I have converted, and I am really pleased both with the Saab, and I'm also pleased with the Chevy, particularly the Chevy, which is a relatively large vehicle for Europe, and I live in France, and E85 is widely available in France at really low prices. So basically the cost of running this big American V8 is the same as running your common Eurobox diesel engine, which uses about between 6 and 8 litres per 100 kilometers. Now, it's not only better for fuel price, but it's also better for efficiency, and it's a cleaner burning fuel, and it is 85% renewable, in the sense that 85% of it is taken from vegetable matter, whether it be sugarcane in certain parts of the world, corn in certain other parts of the world, and here in France it is mainly sugar beet or beetroot, which is used for the preparation of E85. But now I have a new challenge. Most cars like this will convert relatively easily. The next car I want to convert is my Pajero. Now, this you've seen in another video on my channel, why I installed a cutout on the exhaust with a remote control, so a bit of a loud pipe. This car is a 1990 V6 3-litre Pajero which runs on standard pump gas, and it runs on 95, 98, and it's capable of running on E10 no problem. E10 tends to use a bit more fuel. Now the idea is to convert this vehicle to E85, and for this I have bought a piggyback ECU, or extra box if you want, which connects to the engine management system and allows you to run E85. Now this box is here and is from E-Flex Fuel, and E-Flex Fuel provide, from a Finnish company, flex fuel conversions. Now I've seen flex fuel conversions on modern cars from 2005 up to today. Now I have never seen anybody convert this particular type of vehicle to flex fuel, and not only that, this flex fuel setup is not just your average Chinese flex fuel box. It actually has a fuel composition sensor. It can manage injector duty cycles. It can also allow you to tune cold start tables. So even though I don't know if this is going to work, I want to test this setup, and we'll start off with a little unboxing of the kit, and we will probably in the next few videos go through the installation, whether it works or not, the different functionalities of it, and then if it actually runs properly, will it allow me to gain a few a bit of money on the fuel side, what the consumption is. And I'm not sure yet, but I also want to plan a video because this car is due its technical inspection in Europe, and here in France where I live there is a 2-yearly technical inspection on the vehicle. The first thing I'll be interested in seeing on this vehicle is if the loud pipe, i.e. the cutout, actually passes the inspection. If not, I'm going to have to probably put the exhaust back to stock. That'll be a bit of a pain, but well, that's another story. The question is I'm not sure whether this particular setup of E85 will pass the technical inspection. So what I'm going to do probably is pass the technical inspection first, install the setup, get it running and tuned properly, and then in 2 years' time we shall have a video telling us if it passes its technical inspection with E85. So without further ado, as they say on YouTube, we shall be unboxing the kit. So guys, here we go to open up the box, and as you can see, we are not in the United States. We use a typical French Opinel knife, but this does just as well. A bit tricky one-handed. And here we go. Just drop the knife over here. Are we good to open or not? Yep, that's it. We're good to open. And here we go. So, first thing we have, looks like we have as starters a set of fuel pipes. So we have quick disconnect clips and a fuel hose. We of course have some paperwork, and here is the E-Flex Plus. So this is the one that gives you the option to not only convert to flex fuel but also program the cold start tables, etc. So let's take this out. This, I am guessing, is the piggyback ECU. That's one bit there. And this, well, I'm not sure what's in this one. Let's check this one out. Okay, here we seem to have wiring loom. So a whole series of what look like adapters for injectors. And here we seem to have, yes, this, look, you can see this is the, whoops, sorry, EV1 extension. I don't know what that is. So we have here the piggyback. There are a few references on here. Step 1 Tech Ltd, eflexfuel.com, made in Finland. So we'll see. Has a pin set up here, which I guess will then plug into the extensions we have here. So we have, that'll be the flex fuel plug, those will be the injector plugs, and over this side, whoa, everything's going all over the place. This is the ECU piggyback plug-in, and we have a series of plugs and sensors and all sorts of stuff in here. So the next thing is, and we seem to have this EV1 extension kit. I'm not quite sure why we have an EV1 extension kit. Let's go and check the engine bay and see if these are EV1 on this car. So here's the engine bay, and it's getting a bit dark, but down here we have my injector plugs, and I'm not sure what we have here. Do we have EV1? Yes, we have some form of EV1 injector under here. Let's see on the other side, is there more? Okay, so the fuel rail is underneath the manifold, so that's going to be fun. That is going to be fun. We have the 3 injectors over here, down here. So yeah, a bit of a challenge. So, there you have it. We shall see if we are capable of converting this Mitsubishi Pajero 1990 model V6 3-litre petrol to become a fully fledged flex fuel vehicle. So I'll keep you posted at the next video. Take care.